What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris, this is 4K Motoring, and today I'm going to do my follow-up video talking about the Cardo Edge. As you guys may realize, a couple months ago I put out a video after I had yet another failure with the Cardo Edge, with the batteries just having dead cells or somehow not keeping up with the unit. I have finally had the new one, my third Cardo Edge. This was all warranty replacement, no cost to me. Great customer support. I'm now on my third Cardo Edge unit, and after my recent trip to Texas and a couple months of just using it day to day, I want to give you my thoughts and my overall opinions on this thing and let you guys know exactly how it's held up. The reason I want to get this video out today is because Cardo is running a flash sale on their Packtalk line. I don't believe it includes the newest Pro, but all the rest of their Packtalk products, as well as some of their older products, are now on sale. You can get 20% off of those devices. For the Packtalk Edge, that means about $80 off of a single unit and almost $200 off of a dual pack. The link for that is going to be down below, and I'm going to leave a code on the screen. Enter the code 4K Motoring and save yourself 20% on one of these Packtalk Edge units. For those of you that have seen it, the new Packtalk Pro has just been announced by Cardo. It is May 21st, it's a Tuesday, and they've just announced this. It's not yet shipping, but it's available for pre-order. What I've taken away from their ad, they don't have a whole lot of information, but it appears to use the same mount as the Cardo Edge and share roughly the same form factor. It's advertising two notable new features. It's advertising automatic crash detection. For those of you that have new cell phones or new iWatches, Pixel watches, stuff like that, you may be familiar with this concept. They give a lot of false alarms on those devices, but do some useful stuff. The new Packtalk Pro is supposed to have this technology built into it. I don't know if there's an additional accelerometer or if it's a firmware update. I'm not exactly sure what they've changed. But it now will do automatic crash detection and let somebody know if the event it detects a crash, be it a loved one, be it emergency services, whoever you decide, it will give a notification when a crash is detected. The other thing it claims to do is have an auto on-off feature. And this is kind of interesting because battery life is something that we all worry about on these devices. And from my takeaway, this thing here, this Packtalk Edge, I've had no problem doing an iron butt ride, doing about 12 hours of overall music listening and music and talk. It does get weak towards the end of that, towards that 10 to 12 hour mark where it starts giving you low warnings but has not yet died. So really, I think they give a full day's charge without much issue. It would be nice to see them go a little bit longer. That's something that this auto on-off feature is doing. It somehow detects when you're not using the helmet, probably based on that same accelerometer that's checking for crashes. And if the helmet's not moving, if it's very stationary, like you just have it sat down somewhere, it will go ahead and turn off this unit, and when it detects movement again, it will turn that unit back on. Which means it's on this kind of low power state because it's looking for movement, but hopefully that's enough to save battery, and especially for those of you that have ever forgotten to turn your unit off, it will keep it from dying when you don't want it to. Now again, it is May 21st, and the reason I want to get this video out now is one, to let you know how this unit's doing. This is my third Cardo Edge, as my first two were replaced. Again, that video was linked up above. I had no functionality issues other than just a rapidly deteriorating battery in the first two units. And that was realized within the first month of using, so I wanted to hold off on giving my opinion on this third one just to see if that was a common thing or if I just got unlucky twice. And what I can tell you is, I've had this now for a couple months. I use it and charge it very regularly, and I even took that long distance trip, that roughly 4,000 mile trip to Texas and back with a group DMC connection with a long, almost 1,000-mile day built in, and this thing has been flawless. There's been no issues with this unit. It seems from some of the forums, maybe some of the earlier units had some battery issues, some bad cells, or something with the manufacturing, but in my experience, this one has been great. We do have a second one as part of a dual pack we got initially. Doesn't get used quite as often, but I really have had no issues with that one either. So it appears to be not throughout the line, and in the total 4 of them I've had, 2 of them had the bad batteries. But this one now is working great. As you guys can see, the wrap I have on it, there are a ton of different coverings available on Etsy and shops like that, so you can get something that kind of matches your helmet, and this thing works great. Best I can tell, the Packtalk Pro is going to use the same air mount that the Packtalk Edge does, the same magnetic mount, but instead of the 40 mil JBL drivers, it's going to come with a 45 mil as part of the Pro. So as long as you have room for that in your helmet, which a lot of the modern helmets do, that thing's going to work great for you. So do I think it's worth it, the Packtalk Pro? Now again, we have not seen a lot of information about it yet, so there may be some features that I'm unaware of. It still says it runs on the 2nd generation DMC, and a lot of the other specs and features that they've released so far make it seem like it's very much this exact unit, this Packtalk Edge, with an accelerometer built into it and the 45 mil speakers. Right now it seems to be selling on their website for right around $450 as opposed to the full MSRP for the Packtalk Edge being $400. Here's the point where I want to hear from you guys. What kind of communicator are you running? Are you using a built-in system with your helmet? Are you using one of these third-party systems? As I've said before, I started with an Interphone F5 MC back years ago. This thing had a single Bluetooth channel. It couldn't do intercom and music at the same time. Was kind of limited, but for the time it was pretty advanced. Moved on to the Sena 20S when that came out because of the ambient sensor that it had, the ambient microphone that it was supposed to have. Didn't really work well, and that thing was the glitchiest comm system I've ever tried, but it did support the dual channel Bluetooth, which was nice. I moved on to the Cardo Packtalk Bold from there, and that was a wonderful experience. It was really almost a flawless experience. Sometimes the new pairing was kind of an issue. You had to maybe reset devices, and that dance became kind of annoying if you weren't pairing with the same things, the same units you normally paired with. Then I moved up to this Cardo Edge, and let me tell you, this has been the refinement that the Packtalk Bold should have been. This does everything the Bold does better, which is pretty cool. It's, again, not a lot of groundbreaking features in the Edge as opposed to the Bold, but everything just works and works well. It is super easy to pair devices, and everything just seems to function exactly the way it should, exactly the way you expect it to, which is pretty awesome. Now with the Packtalk Pro, it seems that we've taken kind of this same foundation and added a couple features to it and jacked up the price. Do you guys think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Personally, I'll tell you mine. I am a Cardo brand ambassador. I do have discount codes for these units. Again, until May 28th, this code will work. 4K Motoring to save 20% on the Packtalk line and a lot of the Cardo products. If you're in the market for second helmet kits or different accessories or different comm systems from Cardo, right now is the best time to buy up until May 28th. So make sure you get to the link down below, make sure you go ahead and put in the code 4K Motoring and save yourself some money while you're at it. I know this is not a long video, I just want to get that out there as the new unit was just released today and the sale is only good for another week. As far as the Packtalk Pro that has just been released, I don't know that I'm going to make the upgrade, as it seems like it's pretty much the same thing with a couple features that I really don't need. What I want to see from Cardo or some communicator in the future is kind of the same things we've been working at so far. I want to see longer battery life, and I want to see longer range. And the range is really my big takeaway now. That is the big limiting factor with these things, is overall range. Now, something else that the Packtalk Edge has that some of the others didn't is the multiple Bluetooth channels on it. So I can pair something like my motorcycle or phone and my GPS with this unit all at the same time. It has a little bit of an issue when it switches back and forth and kind of blanks out a little bit on the beginning of the audio, but overall it handles that very well. I like that it does that. You're able now to pair something like your Cardo or your Sena, any of those communicators, you're able to pair with the latest generation of action cameras, Insta360x4 and the new GoPro Hero 12 Black. Those things are able to pair now with these comm systems basically for the audio input, so you can just talk in your normal communicator. You don't need an extra mic or any sort of fancy stuff. You can have your camera mounted anywhere close by and it will pick up the audio from your communicator, put it to the video, and make creating content a whole lot easier. We've got a lot of videos coming up. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. If you guys want to support what we do, memberships are live. Prices are as low as 99 cents a month just to support the channel, and we really appreciate it. It helps us bring this content to you. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and like this video, and if you're interested in one of these units or saving some money, all the links will be in the description below for you. Remember, use the code 4K Motoring at checkout to save a little bit of money, about 20%, and we'll see you next time.